Welcome to Forward Ever, Leading in Challenging Times, presented by Worth Wealth Management, a weekly conversation with area leaders about how to persevere during uncertain times. Now here's your host, Gary Shorman.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Forward Ever, Leading in Challenging Times. And you never know quite where the challenges are going to come from, but there's one coming up, and it's going to be on the ballot. And our guest today is Nathan Leiker, who is a county commissioner in Ellis County. He's going to help work us through kind of what you're going to see on the ballot coming up. But Nathan, I can see you are on the move, not right now on the move, but I caught you in the car mainly because I was in a car earlier today and couldn't do it that way either. So thanks for joining us.
No problem. Glad to be here.
Hey, coming up on the ballot that's going to be at the primary that's coming up, there's going to be a question about the library. And the question is going to say something like this: shall Ellis County establish and maintain a county library? Yes or no? And there's going to be some people that get to the ballot and they're going to look at that and they're going, huh, we already have a library. What's going on? Can you give me a little background there?
Yeah. So, yes, we have two libraries, main public libraries in our county, the Hays Public Library and the Ellis Public Library. Ellis County, along with 17 other counties, are part of what's called the Central Kansas Library System, which was established back in the 60s. So this is a system that's been around for, a number of years, 60 plus years. So what we did as commissioners is we approved this question to go on a ballot. What this will do is this will try and start the process of removing Ellis County from that system. Okay. So in order to remove Ellis County, because every county required by state law is required to have a library. That being said, Ellis County then would have to establish a library. Currently, we already tax everybody outside the city limit of Hays and Ellis already pays taxes for a library. Those taxes are collected and sent out of county to this library system. So in essence, what we're trying to do by establishing a county library is to carve those tax dollars that leave our county and pull them back.
That sounds like a pretty good deal if you know what's going on. If you don't know what's going on, you're going to look at that question on the ballot and go, why is this taking place? So
right.
As a county commissioner, where did this all get started? Did it get started from the state level down, or did you guys start that at the county commission and then kind of figure out a way to, what I see, funds us better and keeps our funding local?
Right. So this opportunity or problem, however you want to look at it, was brought to our attention by Brandon Hines with the Hays Public Library. He was looking at it from a director's standpoint of the Hays Public Library, and knowing that the Central Kansas Library system that we're a part of keeps reducing the number of funds that go to the Hays Public Library. So he started looking at it from that standpoint, and then he looked at it from a taxpayer standpoint as well, saying, okay, this kind of become more of a problem. When we were over at the Ellis city meeting, with their public library, members of the community had stated that this had been an ongoing trend and a problem for almost 20 years. So it was a problem that most people in the public did not know about. And it got brought up to us as county commissioners as, hey, this is what's going on. And the commission decided, well, maybe it's time to go ahead and start the process and figure out a different approach.
So most people are going to say, do I have to pay more taxes? I already pay too much taxes, et cetera, et cetera. Are any more taxes to us involved?
So initially, if the voters approve a county library, initially what will be on the tax rolls will be another line item for a county library system, for Ellis County Public Library. That will come in at 0.25 mil. That is established by the state. So it will show up on the tax statements. However, us as a county commission have taken it under our job duty to try and absorb that. So we have tried and worked through our budget process to where we don't increase our mill levy to absorb whatever that might be. So while it's going to be on there, it's going to be a new line item. We are not anticipating an increase in taxes that people have to pay.
So the
From that
answer
line.
is no, no, at least for right now. And what about the money we send off to the state? Will that then get reduced or reapportioned to us, or how does that work?
So the money we send to the state is we have to continue funding that for 2 years. So this is if the voters say yes, this is start of a 2-year process. Okay. At the end of 2 years, we still have to wait for the state to allow us to withdraw. So even though the voters say yes, we don't want to be a part of this system, we have to let the state dictate whether or not it's going to be a major detriment to the other 16 counties that are still in the system. So we're just trying to reevaluate the equation.
And that takes a little bit of time, Nathan, as you know, when you get dealing with the state to be able to make that happen. With the idea of more local control is better. And the groups down at the hospital down at the library, they do a good job of making sure the library is in there. The other day, Brandon was showing me around, and we have such a wonderful library here. And to be able to do that and be able to fund it right, that makes a lot of sense. So as a county commissioner, you're telling our voters if they want to continue to fund more local and set it through the state, vote yes, that we want to establish and maintain a county library.
That's correct. Yeah. If you want to try and keep your funding local, the vote that you want to do is yes.
Okay.
People are going to ask, because I've been approached by it. They go, why are we building it? And it sounds really fishy because we don't know the answers. And a lot of that is because this has never been done before. There's never been a library withdrawal from the system. So we're going to be some pioneers. And that's why when we had, even in the Hays Post article, it was mentioned there's some uncharted territories. That is true. We're going to be the pioneers of doing this.
Well, this program's about leading in challenging times. I think you guys are taking this head on to be able to do that. And to some extent, you guys have done a lot of research. If somebody wants to do some research on this and learn more about the subject, where do they go, Nathan?
The people who are eligible to vote on this item should have received a mailer, but you can go to the Hays Public Library. I believe there's an information tab there for a county library, and I believe also through elliscounty.gov or .net, I believe we may have a link to the library question as well.
I know there's a website out there that is I had down as yes to eclibrary.com. And
okay.
That helps explain it as well. So yes to the number 2, elliscountyeclibrary.com. So it makes sense once you look at it. But if people want to go there, find out more, because you know what? Believe it or not, summer's going quick, and primary day is coming up on August 6th, which is just around the corner here. So we've got to figure out how to make sure everybody understands what's going on with this, what the good side of it is. The status quo may not be the smartest thing for people in Ellis County, and helping people understand that. One of the reasons I know you're joining me on this call to help people understand, but it's one of those challenging things out there that if you take it on, it takes a little time for everybody to understand. So I want to just take a quick break, Nathan, and come back and talk a little bit about a couple of other things in the county. If you have just a couple more minutes before you head down the road.
Yep. Nope. That'd be fine.
Our guest is County Commissioner Nathan Leiker. We'll be back with more after this.
Since 1776, the United States of America continues to stand tall. It's been tested before, many times. Through grit and the ability to move forward, we create better tomorrows. We help our clients live their best lives to and through retirement. We make it easier. Thank you, Kansas. Worth Wealth Management, enhancing lives and strengthening families.
Welcome back to Forward Ever, leading in challenging times, and we have our Ellis County Commissioner, Nathan Leiker, with us on a call today. Nathan is in between travels. He did pull off the road, so I'm thankful for that. We were talking about the voting that's coming up. Make sure you get set up so you can vote on the primary August 6th. And the question is about a county library, and the county commissioners are urging Ellis County voters to vote yes on that because it keeps dollars local instead of sending them to other places, and then we get a smaller version back. That makes a lot of sense. Nathan, and the county, a couple of other things going on. I drove north of town, and
Yeah.
wow, there's a cool new building. What's all going on in that new county building just north of town?
So we're getting ready. We're having a new workshop, new workspace for our employees to service the equipment, updated facilities. So it's new and big. It's going to house noxious weed, which we already have noxious weed as a part of Public Works. It's all going to be under one roof. We're going to simplify and consolidate some buildings and try and make a better workplace environment for our employees.
Well, it looks like it's going up well and quickly. How's the funding? Has that all come through Ellis County funding, or is there outside funding from the state that helps with a project of that magnitude?
So that funding, Ellis County has been saving up for a number of years. So that building and funding has all been allotted for and paid for prior to this upcoming year. So seeing that building, it has been a savings and a work in progress for almost 10 years since the idea, since inception.
And you'll make transition sometime later this year?
Yes, probably December. They're expecting to be done, and we start moving in December. December, January area is when we expect to be fully in the building.
Okay. And what happens to the old buildings?
Right now, the commission has decided to go ahead. We had it appraised and go ahead and open it up for silent bids. So the bidding process is going to be open now for, I believe, 45 days. So if anybody's interested in that building, there is a way to bid, and that would be through Ellis County, and we're taking silent bids.
Nathan, are you ever surprised about the calls and the questions you get being a county commissioner?
All the time.
What are people talking about with the county?
A lot of them, well, I get a lot of road questions. So I deal with a lot of road questions, and a lot of people have been appreciative. They're seeing more maintenance getting done. And they're excited to see what we have planned coming up here this year for different road projects that we've been working on. So everybody's gonna see increased maintenance on the right of way, such as mowing, weed spraying, trash pickup has been a big one. So we've allotted employees different positions and given them more leeway to go ahead and get things done. So we're starting to see some of that progress happen now.
Nathan, let me talk. Somebody wants to learn more about county government. What's the best way for them to become involved?
Best way is contact contact your local county commissioner. There's always a position that needs to be filled. You can get involved on numerous types of boards. Just go down to the clerk's office and fill out a volunteer form. And there's plenty of positions that are open. Zoning, planning and zoning sometimes have positions. There's different boards. The fire district has volunteer positions. There are positions everywhere that can be brought into it.
You know, I had a chance not too long ago to witness some of the volunteer firefighters that jump into play in rural Ellis County, and gosh, they do good work. And trying to find the right way to support them and do that. I know it's always a chase for money. Everybody wants money for something, but when you have a fire somewhere, you want to have people equipped with the right things to do that. And I know you and the other county commissioners work hard to make sure that happens.
Yeah. Our volunteers are a godsend. Everybody in the county who lives outside the cities, they need to thank them, because the volunteer fire department is what helps keep the insurance on their house low. So most people don't understand when we spend money on the fire department where it goes. where they see the savings, but nobody cares who comes when they need the emergency. When they need that, it's there. So that's where it comes into play. And we're proud of all of our volunteers, and we're happy to help fund them and keep them in good equipment and keep them there.
Nathan, thanks for your help on the call today. Help understanding the vote, that when you get to your primary vote on August 6th, you're going to see an information about an Ellis County library. The idea is to vote yes to keep dollars local. That's what it's all about. And I know you can go to that website that was there that you can look up if you want to go to that website. It's eclibrary.com.
Yes, Gary, one last point. This is, with that question, you do not need to be party affiliated to vote. So if you are not a registered Republican or Democrat, you are still eligible to vote outside of the city limits of Hays and Victoria. So it is not a party affiliated vote for this library question.
So really, you can go in outside of that, and anybody can go in. Do you have to be a registered voter, or can anybody go and register and vote at that point in time?
I would say contact the county clerk for the exact information, but the specifics I know is you do not need, I believe you need to be a registered voter. However, you do not need to be a party affiliated voter, which is what a primary typically brings.
Yeah.
So
that would be the
that is one
declaring
thing.
Republican or Democrat. So you don't have to declare, you can still vote unless you want to vote on any of the other issues there. So that makes
correct.
sense. Well, Nathan, thanks for joining us on our call today. I know you guys are working hard out there to do that. Questions always come up because, you see things happening. You see, boy, there's a lot of dollars. I'm just voting no. In this case, it may actually be a smarter thing to do to vote yes on this library question. So Nathan, thanks for your help. Thanks for helping us understand what's going on with that, and hope to get you back to your day and get you back on the road.
No problem. I appreciate the time today, Gary. Thank you.
Our guest today on Forward Ever is Nathan Leiker, Ellis County Commissioner. Thanks for listening. The program is brought to you by Worth Wealth Management, where you can live with confidence. I'm Gary Shorman.
Thanks for joining us for Forward Ever, Leading in Challenging Times, presented by Worth Wealth Management. Join us right here next week for another episode with host Gary Shorman. Until then, remember to move forward ever, backward never.